Hello, this is Cotton Stoops, and today's HTUC video is on Tufflaze-Awakened. This is a really cool awakening design, and I cannot wait to use this monstrous thing. So, today's video is all about how to use and counter Tufflaze, from the counters and checks and teammates you'll need to know in order to use it in the battle, and of course, the offensive coverage, the sets, and the base stats. So Tufflaze's role is an essential question to ask, and we can answer this question with its base stats. His base stats are really simple, with its only really bad stat being its defense stat of 80, but that's not even that bad because paired with its HP stat of 95, it has some pretty solid defense bulk, not to mention its magical defense of 88 and magical attack of 92 are alright stats, specifically more the defense one because it is very good with its HP stat, giving Tufflaze some great natural bulk. However, its magical attack stat of 92 is not as great as its attack stat of 140. The attack stat of 140 is one of the highest in the game, giving Tufflaze some great natural damage output in this game. And as well, it does have a good speed stat of 115, which will allow it to outspeed a lot of doodles very easily. So, what role does Tufflaze play? It can have really good wall breaking levels of damage because of its 140 melee attack. And it has some great semi-bulk on all sides, and it has the potential to clean or sweep. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Tufflaze's offensive coverage. Tufflaze's offensive coverage of Fire and Beast only has 5 resisted stuff to Beast, Insect, Food, Dark, Plant, and Ice. And now that I realize it, it is actually 6, but this will allow some doodles to switch on and on you. Do note that for most of these typings, Fire and Beast is usually neutral against one of the others, so do note that. And 7 resisting types of Fire, Water, Crystal, Mythic, Spark, Metal, and Melee. These are some types you will have to watch out for, especially for some of these types who can hit you super effectively. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Tufflaze's set. Tufflaze's offensive set will be utilizing its only ability, Annihilation. This is so we can bypass Doodle's traits, which is especially important in order to beat Doodles like Diferno. Also, we'll be running boosts on the attack and speed stats, so you can be as fast as possible while also being pretty solid in the attack department. And your moveset of choice, Crunch, Heat Bash, Venom Bite, and Shatter. I was contemplating on putting Berserk here and letting you run that instead of Venom Bite, but I realized that Tufflaze has some very common defensive weakness, so setting up is very hard to do, especially on a doodle with these stuff. And finally, the boosts and the equipment. We're running the Smoldering Hood, Dusty Bandana, and Amber Flytrap. This is so we can balance out our attack stat and speed stat while also not sacrificing too much HP. Also do note that the defense and the random attack and magical attack and melee magical attack and magical defense are typos, as well as the defense stat. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Tufflaze's offensive and defensive counters and checks, as well as its important teammate. So Tufflaze's offensive and defensive counters and checks are mostly defensive, as Tufflaze is very hard to switch in on despite its resistances or stuff that can resist its coverage. Usually earth types like Monologue and Cersiblet are really good against Tufflaze since they do have the enough bulk and power to take it out successfully. Other doodles like Scadian do need a lot of investment in order to beat out Tufflaze, but these are doodles who certainly can. And for doodles like Garlic, who can pretty much do this a lot, especially with its more common sets, it can tank Tufflaze very easily. And its offensive teammates are mostly composed of water and plant types who can hit the earth and water type super effectively. Do note that doodles like Fluffy, and Springling and Lizar do need some help getting into the battle, but other than that, use offensive doodles that can hit these earth and water types super effectively. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the conclusion and my thoughts on Tufflaze. Tufflaze is a doodle that I cannot wait to use, as Tufflaze has some great potential, especially with its base stats. However, what I think most people look over is the fact that for most of its defensive counters and checks, they're mostly 3 or 4 hit KOs, which are automatically very great for Tufflaze, as this is not with boosted attacks, so just imagine how good it will be under some more pressuring hazards and setup. So keep that in the back of your mind while you're playing against or using Tufflazes. So yeah, if you found this video informational, like the video and subscribe if you're into more of these kind of videos. I have some other Doodle World HTUCs on doodles like Zapper Era, Road Terra, and Muley. It's Junipero. So join the Discord if you want to see more leaks and notifications on future videos. And yeah, and remember that Pandishi is a dumpster fire.